Hello, everyone, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ambassador Queen Alexander, and I'm a freshman at St. John's University located in New York, USA. I'm also the Vice President of the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort, overseeing both Latin America and the Caribbean regions now. Today, we have a special show planned out as we address problems affecting youth development and advocacy. But before we go any further, I'll turn the time over to the Executive Vice President behind the vision to bring our opening remarks. Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you, Aquina. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the special convening of the Global Ambassadors Cohort. A special welcome to our dynamic team of country delegates, registered guests, permanent missions, and United Nations entities. I bring greetings to you from the management and staff at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. The Chief Visionary and President of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International sends her love, and she wants to wish you guys all the best and to let you know that she is tuned in and listening to you, young global impact ambassadors. You all mean so much to us, and we are here to listen and to support. I am Devon Hernandez, the Executive Vice President of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. It's a global social enterprise serving young men and women in over 45 countries across Africa, Asia, North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. We specialize in youth empowerment strategies, piloting and designing psycho-educational and life skill training programs as we focus on impacting the socio-economic outcomes of communities, nations, and the entire world, one youth at a time. It is with great admiration for these young impact ambassadors and my unwavering support to this vision that I proclaim this special convening of the Ambassadors Cohort open. I now turn the time over to our host of today's global conversation, Ambassador Queen Alexander. Ambassador, the floor is now yours.
Thank you so much, Devon. So before we begin our conversation, permit me a minute to give a brief background on Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort. So every ambassador serves as country delegates for the organization's most highly visible programs. As a delegate, each ambassador becomes the public face for the organization's initiate youth conferences, summits, programs, humanitarian initiatives, and involved in all aspects of the planning and execution process. Through this Global Ambassador Program, members not only gain public exposure, access to the United Nations and events, but also are afforded the ability to cultivate effective relationships with other country delegates and the organization's global network of social capital. So this event is very special. It's the convening of the Future Focus Ambassadors Cohort. We're all here to discuss pressing issues affecting youth development across the globe. This will be brought forth by the ambassadors that represent each country. In light of the vision of Future Focus, we will allow each ambassador the opportunity to deliver a 1-minute pitch, starting with their name, the country they represent, one major problem in said country which affects youth, and one recommended solution. This major problem will be brought forth by Future Focus Empowerment Institute International and their network for social enterprises, which will try to implement and promote youth development and empowerment in these countries. There will be a following up meeting posted through this conversation to create strategies and access funding to implement these proposed projects with the ambassadors who will spearhead these projects. So in attendance, we have so many countries, and I will call them in alphabetical order. We have representatives from Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, China, Dominican Republic, Ghana, Guyana, Haiti, Honduras, Jamaica, Japan, Malawi, Morocco, Nigeria, St. Martin, Senegal, South Africa, St. Lucia, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Togo, and Trinidad and Tobago. So as you can see, it's really a global event. So those who haven't been able to make it today due to time difference and unforeseen circumstances do send their love and will join us in our next meeting. Now, for the roundtable discussion, I will call on each country delegate, and when they're called upon, they can unmute their mic and give their 1-minute pitch, starting with their name, the country they represent, one of the challenges in their country which affects youth, and the recommended solution. Again, I'll go in alphabetical order. So I hope all of my fellow ambassadors are ready. All right, so up first, we have Antigua and Barbuda, represented by Ambassador Julie.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me. I am Ambassador Julie Peter, the Future Focus Ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda, and Vice President of Operations on the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort Leadership Council. I am honored to contribute on such an important topic and shed light on a challenge that we face in Antigua and Barbuda, with also a possible solution that creates a platform for youth development on the island. So today, my contribution highlights the exploration and encouragement for youth to specialize in trade work. Antigua and Barbuda is currently oversaturated with youths that's studying certain professional disciplines. So for example, if I needed plumbing work done, then I would have to search high and low for somebody under the age of 35 to contract for this job. So it is with this that I propose a project that can educate and promote trade services among the younger population and also empower them to become certified in those disciplines. This I leave with you, and I'll offer myself as an agent of change in this regard. Thank you for giving me this opportunity again to initiate change on this platform.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Julie. And moving on, we have our representative from China, Ambassador Xi Jing.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Zijun, and I'm going. Thank you for inviting me on this focus on about me getting on the platform to have a speech about some problem like the young people they are facing in my country. I think the only thing most of people they are concerned, which is about like the young people they are studying the school. It's like over 13 hours per day, and then literally in the whole semester they have like more than 10 subjects they have to study. So it's like kind of is over like nervous or it's like over task for everyone. So like for my recommend is like right now my government has start to limit the study hour, like the school only has to let the student get out before 7 p.m. instead of before 11 p.m. and then it has like strict rules of like the student who are under 16 has to be sleep over 8 hours, and then during the nighttime all of those game companies every devices that's gonna be out of the use. So just make sure the student is not gonna be a play with the phone, use different app like for entire night, not get enough sleep before they start a new day. And pretty much about my recommend is like I hope this kind of the new regulation works with some student in my country. At the same time, I think the government should be more concerned about like how much sleep the student get instead of like just 2 to 3 hours the average, because when you go into the high school you have like 15-16 subjects in the day from 7 a.m. until to 11:30 you get out from the school. So it's pretty much is a lot of things to handle. So except I think is about limited the study hours, and another thing is about the healthcare contribution, about like the mental health, especially about sleepings, about how the student can handle between the 3 to 5 hours sleepings and then the same time to getting good grade in the school. That's pretty much about it. Yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you for letting me getting on this future focus. To be honest, it's my first time become like a host or become a speech, and I'm so honored, and thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for being here. I can't imagine. I know it's probably like midnight in China right now, so or early morning. So thank you for your dedication and for sacrificing to be here today. All right. So moving on, we have our representative from the Dominican Republic, Ambassador Jerry.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Jerry Matos, and I'm the ambassador for the Dominican Republic. One of the issues that we're facing right now back in my country is the lack of resources when it comes to going to school and playing sports. I was fortunate to, at a young age, come to the States and being able to, showcase my talent. I played college basketball here, at the highest level for 5 years. I just graduated with a communication degree, and I started my master's for 1 year, and now I'm pursuing my basketball career at the professional level. So I feel like there's a lot of kids back home that has the same or more talents that I have, but they don't have the opportunities or the resources to be able to play the sports that they love, or even going to school and have the grades needed to be able to travel and get the opportunity to, get on a scholarship here and prove that they belong. So I feel like one of the solutions is me myself. I'm always being invested in every time I every time I go home. I try to bring as much as like shoes, gear stuff, basketball wise, because like get all that stuff for free here, and I know that back home they don't have the money or their families don't have the resources to provide their kids to much of this stuff on a daily basis. So I feel like if we all come together and we reach out to college students just like me that have the facility to get all this stuff for free other colleges, and they can also just contribute and give a little bit of something so we can just send back to the kids back home and just provide for them as much as we can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Jerry. And next, we have our representative from Ghana, Ambassador Ivy. Are you with us today? Okay, so I believe Ambassador Ivy is not with us today. So of course she sends her regards, and I know we would contact her later to talk about her problems and solutions that are affecting Ghana. So next we have our representative from Guyana, Ambassador Joanna.
Hi, my name is Joanna Archer, and I will be representing Guyanese youths. One of the major issues Guyanese youths face is children in the streets. Some of us, like myself, we grew up in the streets, but not on the streets. But in Guyana, there's a lot of youth growing up on the streets, a life of crime and all the negative things. And Guyanese have gotten so used to these youths being on the streets that they're not doing anything right now to change the situation. I believe that these youths need investment. They deserve investment because, like myself, I know how it is being in the streets and everybody thinking it's okay, being there and just getting comfortable in that situation. So I believe if people could reach out to them like Future Focus and assure them that there's life outside of drugs and crimes. I mean, I'm a living example that we could get out of that situation, but I'm not enough. So I believe if we come together as a group, as a company, as a cooperation, and help these youths with equipment, investment, help them network so that they would know that there's life outside of what they're accustomed to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Joanna. And we'll move on to our representative from Haiti, Ambassador Maxon. Are you with us today? Okay, so I believe Ambassador Maxon is also unavailable today, but of course, as mentioned before, all of our ambassadors who are not here due to time difference or any other conflict, we will contact them and we'll get their contribution because all these problems that are being mentioned, yes, they affect each individual specific country, but it's also globally because so many children come from different countries and they might live elsewhere, but our impact and our voice is still very significant. So we are moving on to our ambassador from Jamaica, Ambassador Grace Ann.
Hello, everyone. My name is Grayson Matthews, and I'll be representing Jamaica. Thank you so much for having me here to be the voice of Jamaican youths. So one issue that I feel like the youth in Jamaica are facing right now will be the lack of opportunities. And for starters, Jamaica has a great education system, especially as someone that had the opportunity of studying in the US as well as back home. But I feel like a lot of persons are discouraged from pursuing their education beyond high school because they already have the mindset that, okay, I don't have a job to go to after I finish this degree. So I feel like Jamaica or persons in the country needs to focus on encouraging these persons to say that, hey, outside of Jamaica, you can find opportunities elsewhere, and then you can go back and invest in your own country. Like me, for example, I'm a prime person that's working towards that. Outside of that, a lot of youth struggle with paying the tuition. Like I believe one of the members mentioned already, that would be lack of resources. They struggle with paying the tuition, and then out when they complete that particular degree, they don't necessarily have a job to go and repay a loan that they initially took out. So I believe that one way we can fix this is to put put or put something in the curriculum that develops our youth for the professional world. I don't feel like Jamaica has that in the curriculum. They are great on making sure that the individuals are strong academically, but professionally they're not. So you find that going into the working world, a lot of companies won't hire you because you don't have the experience, but we can't get the experience without getting a job that you're not hiring us for. So if the schools can put an internship program, for example, in the curriculum that would have us have some form of experience going into the working world, I feel like that would strengthen a lot of us chances of getting a job. So that's my take on it. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Grayson. And I'd just like to apologize. I forgot to mention some countries. So let's go back to that list of countries that are being represented today. So we have Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, China, Dominican Republic, Ghana, Guyana, Haiti, Honduras, Jamaica, Japan, Kenya, Malawi, Morocco, Nigeria, St. Martin, Senegal, South Africa, St. Lucia, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Togo, Trinidad and Tobago, and the United States of America. So once again, thank you everyone for being here. And I would like to go to our representative from Haiti, Ambassador Maxon.
Good day. How are you? How's everyone? Thank you for having me. So the topic that I'm going to go over is what my country, the country that I come from, Haiti, what it basically needs at this point in time in terms of youth empowerment. And because of what I've heard on the news and what I've studied and what I've read, right now is not to really focus on youth empowerment, but rather the justice system, because there's just way too much corruption going on in my country right now. It's very tragic, and I honestly don't like talking about it. But every time I do look at what's going on back in my home, it's always a tragic story with the justice system. There's way too much corruption, way too much crime going on. Somebody needs to do something. There's basically not enough. I've had too many accounts. There's been too many accounts of people telling stories of kidnappings, unnecessary killings, and even police saying that they're at war with these crime lords and are willing to take their own lives as opposed to just dying at their hands. So right now, in terms of youth empowerment, setting up schools, building business, I don't see that happening in my country right now. There needs to be some type of order. And that's my conclusion. That's what I think.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Maxon. So next, our representative from Japan, do we have Ambassador Inubu? Are you here with us today? Okay, no problem. So of course she sends her warm regards, and we'll move on to our ambassadors from Kenya. Do we have Ambassador Juliet or Ambassador Suzanne with us here today?
Hi, everyone. My name is Suzanne Ijore from Kenya. Yeah, thank you so much for letting me be the voice of Kenyan youths. One of the major problems that Kenyan youth faces is unemployment. There's a lot of people who are employed, and this causes a lot of crime increase and everything. So if there will be like a way to make youth self-employed, like nurturing talents, especially like there's a lot of youths who are like who have good talents, and if we could like nurture their talents and give them education, they'll be able to like employ themselves. They can be like self-employed. So yeah, I would just say like to encourage youth to like get resources to encourage youth to like being self-employed and start like businesses. And like for my example, like for me, I got resources from like running and stuff. So if like we can like nurture talents like running and stuff like that to the youths, we could like, yeah. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Suzanne. And would Ambassador Juliet like to add anything? Okay, no problem. So moving on, we have our representative from Malawi, Ambassador Loretta.
My name is Loretta Chikondi Chitobemwale, a future focus. Can you think of how innovative it would be to have the youth engage themselves in development activities and create jobs for themselves? Jane Addams said in the open court, of all social misery, nothing is so heartbreaking as unemployment, end quote. It is in this quest that I'm honored to present one of the major challenges that Malawian youth encounter, which is high levels of unemployment. The youth through empowering them to realize their full potentials and advancing their skills to embrace entrepreneurship over awaiting to be employed in the wake of high unemployment rates. And further, to foster the economic growth of not only Malawi, but globally. And in this case, it will also enhance their well-being. Together, we can. John C. Maxwell said in the open with a quote, teamwork makes the dream work, end quote. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Loretta. And as you said, teamwork makes the dream work, and that is exactly, what we're trying to do today. So thank you so much for highlighting that. Next, we have our representative from Morocco, Ambassador Najib. Are you here with us today? All right, no problem. So moving on, we have our representative from Nigeria, Ambassador Mercy. Are you here with us? No? All right, no problem. If you are Ambassador, you just let me know. You can shoot me a message and I'll call on you again. So our representative from St. Martin, Ambassador Thurman, are you here with us today?
Yes, I'm here with you. Hi, everyone. My name is Thurman Thomas. I am from the island of St. Martin. One of the issues that we face, one of the issues that our youth face is a lack of constructive activities, especially like after school. So for example, say you go to school is usually from like 7:30 to about 3 for us. And usually when you're done, okay, you do homework, you study a bit, and that's it. There's nothing for the youth to do. So for me, I propose probably we could open like community centers, encourage more sports, have like different competitions like for different skills. For example, chess. I'm into like IT and computers, so I like programming. So if we could have like different competitions for stuff like that, stuff that encourage learning. So, the youth are excited about learning. Yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you so much. Next, we will have our representative from Senegal, Ambassador Khalifa. You here with us today?
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm Ambassador Khalifa Njai, and I'm a future focused ambassador to Senegal. The issue that I hope to address through collaborative effort with future focus is based on the healthcare. The access to health services is very difficult, and the the quality of services is also a problem with the lack of appropriate treatment and medication for common illnesses. It is difficult to pay for health services when parents are not even able to provide 3 minutes per day. Therefore, most people can afford it. Um, my proposed solution with the assistance of this organization would be to acquire resources for adequate medical equipment, supplies, medication, and personnel. Like we have a long way to go, but I believe once we begin, we could create an impact as small as it could be. Um, Thank you for the opportunity to share this with you, and I look forward to the day humanitarians all over the world connect in a joint effort to bring medical resources to Senegal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Next, we have our representatives from South Africa, Ambassador Mpo and Ambassador Nikki. Are you here with us today?
I am here. Hi everyone. My name is Nokutula Dlamini, but I go by Nikki for short. So one problem that I would address in South Africa, it would be transportation. I mean, we kind of do have public transportation, but it's not supervised, and most kids get hurt or they go missing or they don't go back home or they don't make it to school. So I feel like if maybe there'll be a program where maybe there'd be better supervision in the bus stops so that kids make sure that so that it's the people make sure that the kids' safety is put first, like top priority, that would be great. So yeah, thank you for having me. And that's it for me for now.
Thank you so much. And Ambassador Mpo, would you like to add on to that?
Hi, my name is Mpo Mokofane, currently based in South Africa. Just to add on what my colleague just said, for my side, I want to highlight drug abuse and alcohol abuse. I think that's also a big issue. I think a solution would be more drug awareness, like going to schools and advising the kids more about like the dangers of like these substances. And then also having programs where like we could have like specific mentors for different activities. So for example, like us, we are athletes, and then those who are interested in like how like who want to get to where we got to, they could like have access to us, and then we can assist along those lines. So just have different structures where people can be able to access mentors and get like have good role models. So I think that's one thing that can make a huge difference. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Mpo. Next, we have our representative from the island of St. Lucia, Ambassador Raisha. Are you here with us?
Hi, good evening. My name is Raisa Joseph, and I am from St. Lucia. Before I actually begin my presentation, I just wish to extend solidarity messages to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines who are now experiencing volcanic eruptions, a series of those. And I am sure the youth in St. Vincent and the Grenadines would have loved to be here today, but they are not present. And I just want to note that the issues of dealing with post-traumatic stress associated with natural disasters is one thing that should be highlighted in a future focus panel, not just for volcanic eruptions, but from the trauma of a pandemic and also in terms of other natural disasters like hurricanes. My issue that I wish to highlight is that of literacy. And a basic definition of literacy is the ability to read and write generally, not just in English, but in math as well. And I think that that is an issue that is highlighted in a variety of areas, not just within secondary schools, but at the primary school level, also with young people who do not get the opportunity to go into preschools and get the requisite skills that they deserve, as well as for persons who have different abilities. Literacy issues are also major problem that they encounter coming into a school environment that does not necessarily cater to them. So my solution would be to have a compact of literacy resources that goes towards these various pillars of the education sector that can promote literacy, and boosting the resources available in school libraries, community libraries as well, and going into the areas that youth see as outlets like sports, and pairing them so that sports is not just a standalone, but education is also an added focus to it to help boost their participation and encourage them to read and write so that they can open doors to life chances. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Next, we have our representative from the Bahamas, Ambassador Renee. Are you here with us? Okay, so I believe Ambassador Renee is not here with us. If you are, please let me know, calling you again. Next, we have our representatives from the Commonwealth of Dominica. We have Ambassador Felicia and Ambassador Christina. Are you here with us today?
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for having me. I am Ambassador Felicia Scotland, representing the Commonwealth of Dominica. The issue I'd like to talk about is small businesses. I'm back here in Dominica for a few months, and I have noticed that the youth in Dominica are so creative and so innovative when it comes to small business projects and ideas. But I've realized that small businesses on their own can only go so far. And so what I propose is the formation of cooperatives, and a modern version of cooperatives, where these youths can elect a board that can be responsible for marketing, price control, price setting, etc. And the youth or the young entrepreneurs will be able to invest in these cooperatives and reap excess benefits and profits. And I'll end with a quote by Franklin D. Roosevelt, the president of the United States of America, who was able to take America from the Great Depression, where he said that competition is useful up to a certain point, but cooperation begins where competition leaves off. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. And Ambassador Christina, would you like to add anything to that? Okay, no problem at all. So moving on, we have our representative from Togo, Ambassador Abla. Are you here with us today?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me, and I am humbled to be given this platform to represent my country and this organization. I am Ablasi Vigbobo, the Future Focus Ambassador to Togo, West Africa. The issue I will highlight today is one that affects our young women in Togo. The heartbreaking challenge is that our young girls do not have access to sanitary products such as tampons and pads due to Togo's economic challenges. My proposed solution is to provide an extensive amount of sanitary products consistently in the rural areas in Togo, which will allow young women to attend school and perform their daily activities while on the circles without feeling insecure. Fostering mental and emotional safety, comfort, physical health, and well-being. Thank you for having me, and it is my prayer that we can really work together to really assist the young women in Togo in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we have our representatives from Trinidad and Tobago, Ambassador Onilaja and Ambassador Rakaya.
Greetings, everyone. I am Onilaja Ogunsawo from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. As a special education major, you know, I work in the education, I study in the education field, and I looked at the link between unemployment and education. You know, we learn mathematics, we learn English language, we learn Spanish in our schools, but do we learn entrepreneurship? Do we learn innovation? Do we learn creativity? So I thought of constructing a CJC curriculum, a creative job creation curriculum for the students of our nation. And that would involve teachers, lecturers, and doctors in the education field coming together to compile a curriculum. And I would just like to leave with this quote by Albert Einstein. Creativity is intelligence, having fun. And our students will be able to hone that craft of exploring their creative side to find a way to care for themselves through job creation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Ambassador Rakaya, would you like to add anything to that?
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good day, everyone. My name is Rakaya Scott, and I am the chairperson of the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort. And I'm really happy to be here. I'm from the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago, but I grew up and I lived all my life on the island of Trinidad specifically. And the issue that well, first of all, we have to acknowledge that in all of our countries, there are multiple issues that we try to solve. But the one issue that I've chosen to pay attention to is period poverty. It's very common in a lot of countries where a lot of women and girls cannot afford to purchase sanitary products, right? And that comes in the form of pads and tampons mainly, right? So what it is I want to do is to end period poverty. And I have a three method approach to it. So the first one is obviously through donations. We donate to those living in poverty who cannot afford these sanitary products so that we could buffer the effects of that financial difficulty for a while. And during that period of that buffering period is to educate on the alternative methods of taking care of your menstrual health that is actually on board. So for example, there are items such as a menstrual cup that not many persons know about, but it's a new product on the market, and it actually saves the amount of resources that you need to use for producing pads and producing tampons and other sanitary products. And it, in a sense, it saves the environment and it's cost effective. So it actually helps for those who can't afford to keep on purchasing these sanitary products. So that is the second approach, is to educate around alternative methods. And the third approach is to advocate for policy change at the legislative level so that it is a mandate for the public sector and the private sector to provide these sanitary products to women and girls in their communities. So for example, schools should offer these products to girls, workplaces should offer these products to women. So that is essentially what it is, the topic that the issue that I really want to address. And I'm so sorry that I took up more than 1 minute, but when passion meets intention and it meets such an amazing pool of young people from all over the world, we really do get carried away in how it is we could solve the problems that we all face. So that is my pitch today, is to end period poverty.
Thank you so much, ambassadors. Next, we have our representatives from the United States of America. We have Ambassador Clara, Ambassador Jasmine, and Ambassador Rachel. Are you three here with us today?
Hello, my name is Rachel Garamera, and I am Ambassador of Future Focus United States. I am Ghanaian but reside in New York City. I am an entrepreneur and also a sophomore in high school. Though there are many problems that is faced here in the United States, my focus is the controversial issue of family conflict and how it affects the lives of youth. I believe one upbringing affects their entire viewpoint of life. This can also lead to crime, gang association, and mental health issues. One solution I can bring forward is creating support groups and strategies to encourage and help the youth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Rachel. Ambassador Jasmine, would you like to add to that?
Yes, I would actually. So piggybacking on Rachel, my name is Jasmine Jurgens, and I'm one of the Future Focus ambassadors for the United States of America. I'm currently in North Carolina, and piggybacking on what Rachel was saying about mental health, which is the issue that I want to focus on, as it affects a lot of youth in America, including myself. There are not many opportunities for us to seek or even openly talk about mental health comfortably. So I propose to implement safe spaces, communities and possibly schools where youth can have these open and guided conversations, both with their peers and mental health professionals. This would provide the support when we need it and the support that we may not get at home. Because many of us feel that we're not being heard. And I feel like personally, it's time to give all of us a voice. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And Ambassador Clara, would you like to add anything to that? Okay, no problem. So I'm going to ask once again, do we have our representative from Nigeria, Ambassador Mercy? Are you here with us? Okay. And do we have our representative from the Bahamas, Ambassador Renee? Are you here with us? Okay, so I'd like to thank every single ambassador, whether you were able to be present here today or, because of time difference or any form of other conflict, you were here with us spiritually, and of course you gave your regards. I'd like to thank you all for coming on today and for opening up and for really getting down to the reality of things, because I feel too many times we have this idea of what we think a country is and what we think, individuals and youths need, but it's different when you hear it from the source. And we are the source, we are the youths. And finally, I'd like to call on Miss Tanisha Campbell. Sorry, Mrs. Tanisha Campbell.
Oh, yes, thank you. I just want to say it's been such an honor and privilege to sit back and listen to these phenomenal, young, talented, very creative ambassadors around the globe. You guys inspire me. I am fired up. There is so much work to be done. Listening to you guys, I've heard a lot of similarities, starting with we need opportunities for you all. There is such a lack of opportunities, and Future Focus, we have picked up the mantle and we are ready to step in the gap and help you guys fill these opportunities that is lacked in your countries. And we want you to know that we are here for you. We support you guys. You're not in this fight alone. We are here together, and we will do everything that we can to help get aid to you guys. We appreciate all the work that you guys do so much. You guys are youths. Some youths are not thinking about these problems. They are just living life and going day by day. But you guys have decided to take this path to encourage other youths in your country, to inspire leaders in your country, why it is important to invest in you all, because you guys are our future. And so we are here, we are walking along with you. We're gonna hold your hands. We're gonna get sanitaries to those countries that are suffering from period poverty. No young girl should have to miss school because she does not have the sanitary needed when it's that time of the month. That is just, I can't believe what I'm hearing. So we need to get that fixed right away. And for all of our youths who are worried about mental health, having to deal with PTSD, because whether it's due to crime, it's due to lack of access, we have programs that we are put in place, and we can't wait to share it with you and launch it. We have so many things that Future Focus Empowerment Institute International is working on to help you guys succeed in life. So I just want you guys to know you're not in this fight by yourself. You're not alone. We are here for you. We will continue to listen to what you guys need for your country specifically, and we will do our best to get aid to you so that you can start seeing the change in your country and know that you are not forgotten, and there's a whole team out there that support you in Future Focus. So thank you guys so much for being ambassadors. We appreciate you. We do not take you guys for granted. And we just pray that all your dreams, your goals, your desires will come to fruition. So thank you guys so, so, so much, and continue to make us proud.
Thank you, Tanisha. Every time you speak, I can't help but smile. You're just so motivational, and your energy is everything. So thank you so much. Once again, I'd like to call, do we have our representative from Nigeria, Ambassador Mercy? I believe you're having some audio difficulties. Are you here with us? Okay, no problem. So everyone, I would like to thank all of my colleagues here today for their enormous, insightful contributions. And I know that we will move forward implementing and executing these groundbreaking initiatives globally. It is time that we come together and make the shift that is needed for these commitments. This brings us to the end of today's conversation and the end of season 1 of Future Focus Fridays. But ambassadors, to all the ambassadors that are present here, all the ambassadors that will tune in later, please note the following. A follow-up email will be sent out within a week with guidelines as to the way forward coming out of the discussion tonight. A WhatsApp group will be created for the ambassadors cohort. Information regarding this will be sent to you by Monday, April the 12th. The Future Focus global ambassadors that are present at this forum will be sent and invited to the Global Leaders Connect and the Mighty Networks. The Future Focus Empowerment Institute International will host its second annual Global Youth Empowerment Summit and Youth Visionary Award ceremony on August the 12th, 2021, which is International Youth Day, as declared by the United Nations. 6 ambassadors will be awarded in this ceremony for outstanding youth work on a local and international level. Information on this event will be sent to you in a subsequent email. And lastly, the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort will host monthly meetings to undergo projects in different countries on the last Saturday of each month, beginning April the 24th, 2021 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I know that's a lot for y'all to remember, but good thing, we have these sessions live on Facebook and they're also recorded. So I'd like to once again extend a great thank you to everyone who is present here today, and to another thank you to the management and staff at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International for all of their hard work and dedication towards shaping and positioning us as young leaders. To our listening and viewing audience and all of our social media platforms, we thank you for tuning in, and we thank you for being here through our many amazing episodes of Future Focus Fridays. To get to know more about us, you can visit our website at www.futurefocusemi.org. We invite you to also follow us on Facebook at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, on Instagram at Future Focus EMI, LinkedIn at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. So I think the social media pages will be very easy for people to find because it's essentially the name of the organization. And for any questions, or for those who are interested in being sponsors of any of our proposed initiatives here, on who've heard our conversation, you can email us at info@futurefocusemi.org or call us at 347-299-6652 to get more info. Please note that Future Focus Empowerment Institute International is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt NGO, and all monetary donations are tax deductible. Once again, thank you for joining us, and thank you all for being part of the last episode of Future Focus Fridays for Season 1.